Right, going live, huh?
Yeah, exciting stuff. Yeah, Atlantic Scrum with me and Thomas and Michael. And I didn't see who came in first, so I will leave that to you guys to fight over who's gonna talk first.
Mike and Carl go first, I'm a gentleman.
Oh, hey. I worked this morning some more on upgrading local support to Rails 4. I got all the features to pass, but there's some specs breaking, and I also realized we should probably have some kind of tracking on gems, like Gymnasium or something like that. See what's out of date.
I thought we had that on local support. I'm not sure though. We have that on website 1, but I'm not sure about local support. But I think we. I'm not sure. Yeah, I can have a look.
We have some old like devices on version 3.03, which I'm not even sure about the security status of that anymore.
True.
When you update that, the 3.1, there's some changes that break things. But I figured out, I mean, it's a totally separate issue, I guess, from Rails 4 upgrade. But I did an exploratory branch on that. Like they made some changes, such as when you sign in or when you sign up and you click the confirmation link, you're no longer automatically signed in. You have to enter your password again and things like that. So.
Okay. I'm having a look on the thing that we spoke before. I'm having a look on Gymnasium on my computer, and it seems like we have local support set up, and there are quite a few
out of date.
Yeah, 3 locked on 3.3 requirement. Yeah, the latest is 3.4.1 on the Gymnasium, on device. I'm sorry, but let's see. Enable reports. Break your reports. I don't know if we can get you into this somehow, so you can have a look at this.
Sure.
That would be great, but there are 3 open security alerts.
Okay.
Some for Action Packs, Sprockets, and for Twitter Bootstrap Rails. But I'm just thinking, how can I let you see this? Sharing, perhaps. Let's see here. Sharing your account. Well, okay, that's not gonna work.
Well, there's my email if you want to add me at some point.
Sure. Yeah, I can have. I'll have a look at. I know that we used to have this badge on. I mean, we have a badge on, or do we on website 1, where we can see dependencies, and I'm thinking we could have that on local support, and if you click that badge, you get to the report, so you should be able to, that's one way to share it with people. Okay. Well, I figured it out. I can figure it out and update the README file on GitHub with that badge, so you can see what's going on. Basically.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just basically working on the upgrade to Rails 4, and there's significant technical debt that we have with the older versions of different gems. I want to try and get that paid down.
Absolutely. That's a hell of a job to upgrade to 4, I guess.
It's not that bad. I mean, it wasn't. We've been working on it since off and on since maybe Tuesday.
Okay.
and I see, like, I see the light at the end of the tunnel, basically.
All right. Did you have to those accessible attributes? Did you have to switch to strong parameters?
We did that. That's one of the last things we have to sort out, and whether there's any patterns for how to do that. Because I didn't feel like dealing with it initially, so for the moment on my local build, what we have is basically just params.permit everything, which of course isn't going to go into production, but.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I just manually had to create those permitted params for another Rails 3 app that I upgraded to 4, but that was a small app actually, so it wasn't much to upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
But you have quite a few controllers, I guess, in local support, so that's. But then you can there is this. I think there's a gem that that can allow you to have the old way to do this.
Yeah, I know about that, but that's in some ways even
That's
more
not the way to
annoying.
go. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, interesting. I'll have a look at this stuff and see how this is. Oh, and yeah, the branch we want to check is develop branch, right?
Yeah, you can check develop.
Yeah. Okay. Use develop with badge. Okay. Yes, I'll be able to get the badge for us. Okay.
All right, thanks.
All right. Anything else from you?
No, that's it.
Cool. Well, I guess I go. I don't have much to report, basically, but I've been struggling with setting up, with deploying an application to an Apache passenger server. So I've been dealing with technical issues today. Very interesting, and I managed together with a technician in Britain to do that actually. So we just deployed a little the front end of this payment gateway that I'm working on. So that was an interesting experience. I got to say it's much easier to deploy to Heroku or Cloud9 or any of the platform as a service providers than it is to configure your own server and deploy applications to them. So I would stick with Heroku if I could, if I was to decide. But the infrastructure that we have here in this company is that we have our own servers, unfortunately. So that's what I've been dealing with. And yes, I was supposed to be online yesterday. Sasha, I'm sorry about that. I fell asleep on my couch.
That's okay. I lost track of time doing something else anyway, so.
Oh, okay.
Missed you. You're there. One of these days we'll find each other.
Yes. And tonight it's wife night, so
yeah, well,
yeah. So I won't be able to pair tonight, I think, at least. That's all for me, I guess.
We're doing salsa dancing.
Ah. Okay.
Okay, I'll go. Yeah, I'm basically in the same. Well, I'm just reading at the moment. When you came on, if you heard a video in the background, I'm watching some of the makers' lectures on Ajax to try and figure out this stupid hash thing for the statistics branch. But I think, it's sort of worth doing in itself. It's sort of reminding me of some stuff that I've mostly forgotten from it. So kind of more or less content doing that for the time being. And hopefully along the way I will actually figure out the answer to the question that it's all for, but it's not the only value I'm getting from it.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So, I mean, in terms of reading, there's nothing blocking me. In terms of getting stuff done, needing to read is what's blocking me. So, yeah.
Cool.
I think I'm I turned down a pairing session this morning for the first time in about as long as I can remember. Cause,
Really?
yeah, and I was glad Sam wasn't there. I think he would have spat in my face. But yeah, I'm just kind of at the moment. I'm just sort of feeling like I want to try and absorb some information and then apply it rather than poke around and go, oh god, what happens here? So yeah, I'm kind of content, just revising for the time being.
Cool.
And I'm probably not going to be around over the weekend at all. But come Monday, I'll be back. Do we? Yeah. I was going to ask about this Scrum timing thing. I don't know how one would go about officially changing the time if people wanted to. Someone mentioned doing a survey. Is there a sort of formal Agile Ventures survey approach, or would you just set up something on SurveyMonkey or something?
Once again?
Like, if we wanted to change the time of the Euro Scrum, how would we actually physically?
Well, you have to go to upcoming events. Find that Scrum and just edit it and just update the time.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But the harder bit is, I guess, finding out if people actually want to do it. So I was wondering if there are any sort of official channels for gathering that kind of poll, or if it's just a case of.
I would say. I would say that we could change that, because it's like, if we change it, then it comes back to that particular time where it was before we adjust our clocks last week. So that wouldn't be a change, actually. I mean, this is a change right now. So for instance, so if I were you, I would just go in and change that, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, just push it up 1 hour, and then then we're back where we used to be. We did the same thing last year, actually. So it's just like we all forget about this happens over and over again every year.
And what's the approach for something that hopefully is pretty small? Would I still create a new branch and send a pull request to someone?
Do you mean for this update, or?
For changing the times on the.
Oh, no. This is just a pure administrative task. So you just go to the site, you log in. You have to be logged in. So go over to the site right now.
Yeah.
And now you go to events, upcoming events. And which one is it that you want to change?
I guess I'm not sure about the weekend ones, because they're.
No. Don't think about them. You go to the 3rd. 3rd is Monday, right? November 3rd.
Yeah, for this one.
Yeah. So, and just scroll up and edit schedule, the blue button there.
All right. Yeah.
And now you just set it to 11 a.m.
Yeah. I've forgotten sometimes that you could interact with websites outside of the code.
Really? I know. It is sometimes.
Some kind of fancy modern magic.
Yes.
Check that worked. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. And do we know who's kind of doing what hosting next week? Because I wasn't expecting to host this. I just kind of thought, oh crap, I'm late for this thing, and then went there and found that there wasn't a scrum happening 8 minutes after it was supposed to have started.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't think we have decided that. I think Sam's going to come back next week. So.
Yeah. And does David normally? Because David asked if Renee and I could take the morning ones for this week. Would he normally, by default, do morning ones? The Euro ones, rather?
Oh. Well, I don't know. I know I can't take it. So.
Or is it just? I mean, is it just a case of whoever's there does it?
Yeah, I would say that. Actually, let's not. Yeah, let's not make it too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, too big of a thing. Now I'm just in the process of making a very tiny little pull request and merging it in myself, Michael, on the README file for local support. So I hope you guys won't kill me. Let's see here. Added gymnasium badge. Gymnasium badge to changes.
Unfortunately, Sam is away until Monday. So
yeah. So if you go to that to our GitHub page now, that should be the badge should be there, and if you click on it, you can just go over to local support tracking. Sasha, could you do that? Could you open GitHub and go to the local support repository? I can see that this is actually working. So it's under Agile Ventures / local support.
I see it. It's working.
Oh, it's working?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Good. Cool beans. Oh, I just made a commit to local support. It shows on the graph actually.
Mm.
Been a long time now. But you've been steadily contributing to this project, Michael.
Yeah.
Mm.
By the way, do you guys know if any of this stuff is in Java? Like any of the Agile Ventures projects?
In Java, the language?
Yeah.
There are none.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
So a friend of mine sent me an email he's in a similar position to me. He's just kind of switched careers from, I think, law into coding. Mm-hmm. And he sent me an email saying he's sort of looking to create a portfolio and did I know any projects that he might work on. So I was going to point him in this direction, but I think he said, let me just check. I'm going to stop screen sharing because I don't want to share my emails with the world, but I think he said it was like, obviously he's only just started, so he's going to be fairly limited in what he can do. Where is it gone? Where's his email disappear? There it is. Yeah, so he says he's working on Android apps as a Java developer. So I don't know. I mean, well, I can always kind of point him here and see if he's interested. But it sounds like maybe there wouldn't be much for him to do.
Well, we don't have any Java projects right now, and I don't know if we will have, since we are mostly focusing on web development. But I guess we could pull something in Java. I don't know, Michael. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about Java?
Mm-hmm. And doing Java projects within Agile Ventures, is that a good idea?
I guess if there are people that want to do it.
Mm. Obviously, this is just one guy, and
if there's actually a person that, especially if there's actually a client where Java would fit their needs, like for instance, they wanted a mobile Android app or something that would work better with Android rather than mobile web.
Well, we can think about it. Well,
but I've forgotten once again to paste the URL of the Scrum into HipChat. Someone's got to help me remember that next time I host one of these things. Sam keeps prodding me to do it, and I keep forgetting.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. I gotta run off. You two guys have a great weekend. If I don't see you.
Thomas, there's only can I ask you a question? There's
Sure.
only like 3 alerts, and they're all like from today and yesterday. Do alerts go away, or?
I don't know, really. I think they can, but let's see here. What do we have?
Because they're all like things that were literally from yesterday.
I don't know how this works, actually, but let's see. We have 3 open security alerts from October 31st. Yes.
I mean, I'm not
yeah,
too.
they probably go away, you know. Yeah.
I'm not too concerned about the ones that they listed. I mean, arbitrary file disclosure. I don't think it's a big deal, but
Yeah.
especially since we're open source anyway.
So this is not. I wouldn't bother about them either, you know. I could, you know, because I can make them go away. I just gonna click acknowledge, and I think that they just, if you reload the page, I think they're gone for you. I'm not quite sure though. But
No, they're still there.
okay, but it seems like there's only one dependency that is critical for us to update.
Which is?
I don't know. It says 1 here, but then when I look, oh, let's see here, runtime, development. Let's see. Yes, on development. Yes, it's a Twitter Bootstrap Rails. We're at 2.2.8, and they're on 3.2.0. So that's marked by red. If you click on the development tab.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see. Oh, development.
In runtime, we have 17 dependencies that are out of date, right? And in development, we have 31.
Right, yeah.
So for some reason, but you know, you're gonna have to deal with this a little. For us in website one, Sampriti takes care of this. You know, he checks this file and makes the necessary updates. And I think he's in the process of preparing a pull request where most of the issues that website one have are about to be addressed. But
Okay.
are you guys still having Cucumber training wheels activated?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. That's an old gem now. It's not being maintained anymore, I think.
So should we?
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just a set of step definitions, so it's not a big thing. But I don't even think you guys are using that anymore.
No,
because
we're probably not.
No, I mean, after such a long time, you probably have your own domain.
Yeah.
You know, specific steps. But I see you have Coffee Rails as well. Are you guys using Coffee script?
I don't know. I mean, we have to really do like a review of what the hell's going on.
And you know, you're gonna have to drop the debugger gem with Rails 4.
The debugger seems to work in Rails
Really?
4.
It doesn't never work for me. We're using Pry and Bybug. It didn't work for me in 4, so have a look at that. So it's actually working. But okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Take it easy, guys.
Bye.
Right. Cheers.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye bye.